make it clear that we are doing this press briefing to respond to a barbaric statement made by OTSIAME OPEY against the people of KLEY Quarter. That is the main reason why we call this press men, to at least respond to what he said, for the general public to know the truth and the true history of the people of Prampram. Press briefing in response to some derogatory comments made by OTSIAME OPEY against the KLEY Quarter during a media briefing with some media outlets. We welcome our good friends from the media to this very important press briefing. The elders and the leadership of the KLEY Quarters appreciate the friendship we have shared with the media in recent times, and we will never take that for granted. The elders and the leadership of the KLEY Quarter have taken notice of some derogatory comments made by OTSIAME OPEY during an interview with some media houses on 28 October 2021. And the clan deemed it very important to set the record straight so that the current and the future generation will not be misinformed. To start with the members of the press, it is very important to state that the said OTSIAME OPEY is not a royal. I repeat, the said OTSIAME OPEY is not a royal. And neither is he a Jase Che or Jase Hini of Prampram. He is a linguist to the kingmakers, and his duty or role ends right after the meeting of kingmakers. At this point, the elders of KLEY Quarter want to set the record straight and educate everyone on the history of KLEY people. The people of KLEY migrated from Shai in a family known as Yowik Blaka between the year 1680 and 1726 and came to settle in the present land known as Prampram. This history is gazetted, published, and can be found in the Prampram Native Affairs. It can also be found in the Akwapi Quarter report. It can also be found in the Jackson report, gazetted and published 3rd August 1956. And it is at the National Archives. Anyone who is interested can go there and have a look at it. We want to state categorically that the Larue Shrine is a supreme shrine of the people of Prampram. This shrine was founded by our ancestor called Aye. This confirmation was made by 2 past paramount chiefs of Anewe, namely Manche Boy Abi, Manche Labi Agbo, and their then 2 father, Numo Osabu Bochwe, all of Anewe, versus Manche Tete Saki of Po. This suit was gazetted and published in the year 1921 and 1927. It must also be noted for the purpose of education that the Larue Labia, and by extension the KLEY Quarter, is the only clan from which a paramount chief priest that represents the entire Prampram traditional area is selected from. The Larue Labia can only be selected from, and he's the only person with the capacity and the right to admit all installed chiefs, fetish men and women into the Larue Shrine. And this has been a very significant practice to the custom and tradition of the people of Prampram. So the question now is, who can steal his own fish from his own food? I repeat, who can steal his own fish from his own food? Also, OTSIAME OPEY said in his briefing that Because the people of Kley quarter are slaves, that is why Labia carries the fetish of the Lalue shrine of Prampram. We want to state that OTSIAME lack credibility and insight per the tradition and custom of the good people of Prampram. It is only the 7 principal elders and members from the 4 divisions or quarters of Prampram that can perform the purification custom and rituals for the Lalue fetish in Lalue shrine. 2 out of the 7 comes from the Kley quarters, and it is only the chief priest, the Lalue Labia of Prampram from the Kley quarters, that can and must carry the Lalue fetish in line with the relevant custom and traditions of our people or the people of Prampram. Finally, it is untrue, OTSIAME, to say that the Lalue Labia is a slave and that is why he's naked when carrying the Lalue fetish. His claims are untrue and has no basis in history and custom of the good people of Prampram. The founding families of Prampram play a very significant role in the town. Tradition, leadership, setting, and customs of the Lalue shrine. The Labia can only be selected from the Kley quarter and no other quarter in Prampram. The Manklalo can only be selected from the Kley quarter and no other quarter in Prampram. The chief fisherman of Prampram can only be selected from the Kley quarter and no other quarter in Prampram. So if I may ask, if the people of Kley are slaves, can they play these 3 important roles in the history of Prampram? If the Manklalo, the second in command, if the chief priest for the whole Prampram traditional area, if the chief fisherman for the whole Prampram traditional area, upper town, can be selected from the Kley quarter, can this quarter be slaves? In concluding, the elders and leadership of the Kley quarter are calling on the general public to disregard the false claims of OTSIAME as published and circulated by some media houses because it has no basis in traditional records as people. As friends of the media, we want to advise the media to seek for clarity and the truth on issue in order not to circulate false news. We further call on OTSIAME to be good ambassador and the father to preach the good records. And if he is informed, the elders of Kley quarters will be ready to school him on issues of tradition, culture, and history of the good people of Prampram. Thank you. This is our prayer statement to the grace.
Please, at this point, if there is any question, you will mention your name and the media house represents. You ask your question, and I will respond to it.
Papa. Komi, that is a symbol of authority for the people of Prampram, and it can only be found within the Kley quarter. It is only the people of Kley that have that symbol, the traditional symbol used in arresting a paramount chief of Prampram traditional area that gives power and authority to any paramount chief of Prampram. That is what we call Komi. We have 3 categories of people in Prampram that are entitled for the Komi. That is the paramount manche or the paramount chief, the Manklalo of Prampram traditional area, and the chief priest of Prampram traditional area, the Labia. They are only entitled for that Komi. We, the sub chiefs and divisional chiefs, we are entitled for our family Komi, which are annually Komi. Yes, we have categories of the committee. We have the one for the paramount chief. We have the one for the manklalo, and we have one for Labia. So what we call committee, we have 3 main committee. We, those who left, that we are sub chiefs and divisional chiefs, we are not entitled to these 3 types of committee, but we are entitled to the committee for the sub chiefs and sub traditional members.
Yes.
With that, the committee custom, you cannot become a paramount chief of Prampram traditional area until that custom has been performed for you by the good people of KLEY, who today we are saying are not slaves, before you can become the paramount chief of Prampram. We will reserve this comment for now.
Yeah, I want to find out, what do you think might have informed the OPEY's, statement, looking at the fact that there's a huge case or a critical issue at hand, which involves losing the life of the family head. What do you think might have informed such statement from him?
We are traditional men, and we pour libation to our ancestors. We call on the God of creation, Archival, and we ask him to bring the perpetrators behind this shooting incident to book. So we hope our prayers and the libation is what God is answering. I hope you get the answer to what I say.
Your prayers is what exposed him.
Our prayers and our libation pouring are exposing those who are behind the shooting.
Have you referred the said matter to the police?
All the issue we receive, we give it to the police. Not only that issue, but we give all our issues to the police. So that issue, it is also well with the police.
Do you think his statement has the weight to incite any confusion in town?
No. Just to throw that.
His statement only want to convince the good people of Prampram. He only want to give wrong information about the people of KLEY. But he cannot succeed on that. We are the people known and called KLEY. We are here with gazetted, authenticated documents to prove to the whole world, and especially the good people of Prampram, that we are the custodians of Prampram. We can refer to whatever we say and support with gazetted, authenticated document, publish, and that can be found at the National Archive, to the press, to confirm whatever we are telling you. So his statement can never convince the people of Prampram and put dust into our gari.
Yo, ke magache mnyo kan nga ni chunga Pram City. Nge omunyomyo ochonka KLEY bi ni akagublan ba machine. Nga la mabi mini bani meji KLEY bi tabi mena yoche. Si meni andanga la lui pionya.
We all know and understand as custodians that in the olden days or in the ancient, it is chief priest that rules the Gan and Adangbe. Chieftaincy was promoted by the whites, and the people of Anewe, who are the royal family now, has been promoted, and they become the chiefs and the paramount chief of Prampram. We are not in dispute with who is the paramount chief. We are not in dispute with who is the chief. We are not in dispute why we are not chief. But we are only in dispute with a statement made by OTSIAME OPEY, and we are here to respond to that statement. So I would like the press to direct the question to our press statement so that we can respond to that.
In line with that, I would want to know I want to know the people who formed the JASE.
The JASE of Prampram comprise of the Anewe itself, Obleh, Osuwe, and we sometimes say Ayiku, because we know Ayiku is together with Anewe, Kwe. So we classify them as one family. But if you were to call the families that made up the JASE in Prampram, these are the families that constitute the JASE in Prampram.
Okay, so is OTSIAME OPEY the head of the JASE?
Not even a member.
From what you just asked, how can an OTSIAME be the head of a JASE? The name answered the question.
It's just an OTSIAME.
He's just an OTSIAME to the kingmakers of Prampram or the JASE. His role as an OTSIAME and immediately after meeting with the JASE, OTSIAME OPEY is not JASE Hini. It's not the head of JASE. He is an OTSIAME to the JASE. That is all.
It's always OTSIAME.
So in his press statement, he made it known that you people were suffering from things you did. So you were being rewarded for the things you did. He also mentioned that you didn't allow the chief of Prampram, who is Nene Tetewaka, that's what he said, to dance during the KLEY festival, and that is why you are being punished. So we want to know how true that is.
That statement is a lie. It is untrue. I believe people witnessed the KLEY festival. The one that took place at KLEY, that is KLEY. KLEY is called KLEY. We are the people called KLEY. We are the custodians of KLEY. We have KLEY grounds within the KLEY quarter. They dance KLEY at KLEY. We have never committed any taboo in the Labia shrine. If we founded the shrine and we are the custodians of the shrine, we perform the customs and rituals for shrine. How can you steal a fish from your own food when the food belongs to you? You have the right to take the fish anytime you want to eat or before you eat. So we have not committed any crime. And even at all, if we should commit a crime, is OTSIAME OPEY telling the general public that our reward is by government coming to fire us or killing us in the shrine? So we are making it clear to the general public that we, the good people of KLEY quarter, have not committed any crime in the Labia shrine.
Have there been any issues between your family and any of the royal families or the families? Not at all.
We don't have any dispute with the royal family. We don't have any dispute about who should dance Labia or who should not dance.
2 years ago, he came to dance.
So there's no dispute between the people of KLEY and any other family in Prampram. We are in good relation with the royal family. We are in good relation with every family in Prampram. We are not in dispute with any family in Prampram.
Okay, this is coming from Prampram TV. What's the role of KLEY? Okay, let me put it in that way. KLEY or many role important in play or many role important in KLEY.
The people of KLEY play more roles in Prampram. In the absence of the paramount chief, it is the man Klalo that steps in and acts as the acting president until a paramount chief is installed. The man Klalo, who represents the people of Prampram, is selected or chosen or appointed from the KLEY quarter. And we all know the role of a vice president. That is the role of Manklalo. We have the chief priest of Prampram traditional area, also selected, chosen, and appointed from the Kley quarter. And is entitled Numo Labia Etechawe. He performed every customs and rituals in respect of good people of Prampram. We also have the chief fisherman, who also is being selected or appointed or chosen from the Kley quarters. So, the people of Kley, if they are slaves, can they play these important roles in the affairs of Prampram?
No.
Eh?
So, still from Prampram TV, what's the connection in terms of the shrine between Kley, Ochomowe, Ewunya, and Ablewako? What's the relationship in terms of the shrine? What's the connection?
The shrine is built as a township shrine. We have some families in Prampram which serve in the shrine. So the names that you mentioned, the families that you mentioned, they serve in the Lalwe shrine. The shrine was founded by Aye. I have a proof here. If you can read, I will give it to you to prove. To read. Aye founded the Lalwe shrine. I have never come across that name. But what I'm telling you, I'm quoting from a document, gazetted, published, authenticated, that if you can read, I can give it to you to read that Aye from the Kley quarters founded Prampram. His father founded Prampram, and he, Aye, founded the Lalwe shrine.
So, what's the difference between a Labia and a Wono? Is there a difference between a Labia and a Wono?
You know, Wono is the same as Labia. That is my understanding. Because we have Labia here who supersede all the chief priests in Prampram. We have Wono here who is under Labia. Labia is superior more than the Wono. So I may say Labia is superior than Wono. But they all play the same role. When we mention the word a police or a soldier, we have categories of ranks in the police. We have commander, we have sergeant, we have major, we have lance corporal. It's the same applied to the custom. This is a certified record from the National Archives. You see, with the seal and the band within from the National Archives. It is about the history of Prampram. It contains all what I just said to the media. That Aye founded Lalwe. And in Prampram, Aye can only be found within the Kley quarters and no other quarter in Prampram. So if Aye founded the Lalwe fetish and also made the Lalwe shrine or Lalwe PA, can that Aye be a slave? What Labia carries, we see it as a drum, but that is a fetish for the entire Prampram traditional area. That is what the people of Prampram worship. They don't worship any other thing than that fetish. That is what Labia carries. We have Plemie. Labia do not carry Plemie. What Labia carries is the fetish. Plemie is carried by someone known and called Nagbalo to play Chonshi to the beach. So if you can all witness, Labia carries the first one, which is the main fetish for the people of Prampram, but he do not carry the second and the third because that is not the main fetish. I hope you answered.
You come up from CTV still. Lalwe Lali Aberu Kunge. Nenina Jika Lali Bahi Lalo no Plelo.
it is true that some people once lived on the land in which we are now, called Prampram. The La people migrated from Ladoku. We all know Ladoku just after Mutual, before Central University. It is part of Prampram land. La people once settled there. They also migrate. They came to settle at Yodoishi. They migrated and went to La, and they remains there. Before our ancestors will come and settle on the land of Prampram and remains on it till date, there is nobody on the land. That is why we claim, or we said we are the first settlers and we founded Prampram. And we are ready to support that with a document, gazetted, authenticated to the media, to disprove what was said by OTSIAME OPEY. If he have a proof to prove that he is from the royal and they founded Prampram, then you should call the media as we are doing and prove to the media as we are doing. We are saying we founded Prampram. The Kleys founded Prampram. We are the custodians of Prampram. We are the owners of Prampram. We are the custodians of the Labia shrine. We are the owners of the shrine. We don't seek permission from anybody. We don't seek permission from anybody, from any family, from any clan or any quarter before entering into that shrine. We go in anytime we like, anytime we want, and anytime we wishes.
Okay, it is believed that the Labia settled before the Kleys.
We are to defend our history about KLEY. We are not here to talk about any other family, but I will respond to this. I wish if I can get somebody here to read something to answer the question you just asked. If I can get somebody to read something for me to answer what you just, the question you just asked. Who can read? If any pressman can read. Just to answer your question you asked. We are not disputing what was said. We are not here to dispute or contest any division or any family. But because of the question you asked, we want to answer with a gazetted, authenticated document from the National Archives. Who want to read? It says, I wish someone should read it. Come and read it for them. Read it here. Read here. Yeah. Listen to what he's going to read.
The Aboriginal lads on the coast also suffered from the impact, and the Lapias, who were formerly occupying the land where Prampram is today, moved to Angoga in Keta, where they lived till today, where they are still today.
It's okay. Did you get answer to your question? Hey? The Lapias who are formerly occupying the land where Prampram is today, moved to Angoga in Keta, where they are till date. Before the Kleys will come and settle, we settle on an empty land. I hope you answered. We are not here to contest the Lapias, but we only answer your question. I read from the Jackson report. Serial number ADM 6/1/199. ADM 6/1/199. That is the Jackson report. I read from the Jackson report. We answered you with the Jackson report. We are not here to contest any family, but we respond to your answer. I hope you are clear. Any further question?
You know, ingala mabi ke jika noni bano. Pio mafema ngeno yamila. Ni wuti ni engemami okay pio hini mane yano. Nyebanye kenyene ne ba mashika. Kejeno nesio ni kenyene ba mashika.
We said today we are here to respond to a statement made by to respond to OTSIAME OPEY statement. So we'll be happy if any question will come in response to what OTSIAME OPEY have said, or the press we gave to you, or the briefing we gave out. We'll be happy to that.
So far, your impressions with investigations into the matter so far?
You are saying something?
Yeah, the family impression with the police handling the issue so far.
That is with the police. I said we would like to address issues concerning what OTSIAME OPEY said. So if anyone want to ask a question now, he should ask a question.
From City TV.
Yeah.
Pick up la repio. Leka display ange dike na ange pio. Leje me hu ange dogo kan jalo. Because no name ipo nunka na ngeja mapio. Na inlika ange dogo kan ni pio. Ni yo me hu na wo na serving pio bi. Pick up ne otun eni me aje.
We have the Lalue chief priest, who represents the entire Prampram traditional area as a chief priest for the area. We have Laluena. The Laluena is selected from 3 different families in Prampram. One from Lower Prampram, that is the Lakple. One from Ablanco, and one from Underway. So it rotates within these 3 families. That is how the selection goes. But we have the Labia, which does not rotate. It is only chosen from the KLEY quarters. Within the KLEY quarters, it rotates within 2 different families within the KLEY quarters. That is the Aye family and the Oluwakawe family. Because the fetish was founded by Aye, he rules twice, and Oluwakawe rules once, and there's a reason for that, but that is not the reason why we are here. In the history of Prampram, nobody have ever been Labia from any other family except from the KLEY quarters. The KLEY quarters is a very big family, or a very big quarter, comprised of 2 different clans, the KLEY Chokunya and the KLEY Abodo. We are one family. We are not in dispute and we are not in contest within the clan or within the quarters. We are never slaves. Let's look at. Nga dangbe miyo. Clearly omo chapi nyogwen koko. Clearly omo ajese nga we kuko na cheke here we blacka family. Na ba setting bugula. Keno koje se jamano nyogwen jile. Nyogwen ba anye ba je selu. Na ba setting bugula zugbano 1680 and 1726. Another badge humba piahi after the destruction of the Lanimo kingdom, that is the Shai kingdom, in 1726. So we are not we have proof that we are not slaves. Wanya womi fe womi nge here ka clearly ne chon ka wo ablade kron hijiwo wa pe ode papa wake blotwa police ene wo we kwa hu wange pe wange gawo ni blono gun wa pio nyogun elo jogun hu yo ma nokoto ma yo ode lolo kenyo gwen ji wo mi na no wange modi omo anu yeyo
last of speech on ami ko be sanu to ka ake o mancho e sele ni secretary ojo meji
wadeweke esere manchehi secretary nini wadeji na iza osabute leke leji paramount secretary leke mini bahawa bochocho ke echekpelodra awiomi ke hame se awiomi juwe wadeweke esere manchehi secretary Numo ni watu ne ake here waka fo wo mi hen. Ni wa gbenya waka ha press bi o me. Bene pe ke nuku ba de nuku ne na ni wade. Na ni wa na de mo de hu no enye wo mi hen. Waka fo wo mi hen. Ne ke wa gbenya mo nuku no ko pe la hu. Wo ba nyere wo ba hamu. Se mo na le wa pe o ni wa che lo wa pepe ni wa ke press bi o me pe o. Wa na la ni wa je munu ne OTSIAME opetu ke shikreli o me lo ke ko kreli o mo ahi o nyape. Se wa benge nuku e pai. Ne wa ke one approval, one support with gazetted authenticated document from the National Archives. Hena ka Ghana chua we mi to we mi no moleja akaji. Kenya guaji loku. This one no ko kan no ko ye han. Ne eberi ni weleje. Kenya guaji loku wo. Kenya guaji loku wo. Million of seek consent. Lady, look how you work on behalf of the people of Prampram. Can you go back and you also want to seek ever can in there? Meaning with me a day. Chapiwo, clearly a manuaga day, so we're meeting a day. Can you hear? 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 Yeah. Hello, can you hear? Can you hear? Butwe Saminya. Butwe Saminya.
No video, no. There are 4 quarters in Prampram. Anyway, meaning announced place or quarters. Olohe, you know yourself. Ole ohe, that is second. 3, Laple from Wunyape or Wunyape. We are united or have met together. 4, Kley from Nyekle, meaning to get big. Nyekle, yes. Nyekle, meaning to get big. Shishi Jemieke say, Anawe, meaning announced place or quarters. Enyonieke Ole Ohe, you know yourself. Neji Olowe. Laple from Wunyape. We are united or have met together. Wape. Wunyape, yes. And then 4th one, Nyagbeo, you can say Kley from Nyekle, meaning get big. There is one Asafo divided into 2. Chair and 1 Mankralo, whose function is to consult the town fetish.
That is the only place I want.
On behalf of the people.
When we have Manche and Manklalo, whose function is to consult the town fetish. The town fetish is chosen from the clay quarter. So, which town would you consult a slave before acting on behalf of the people of the town? So, if history states it is the duty of whoever is a paramount chief, the Manklalo, have to consult the town fetish, who is from the clay quarter. Can the people of Kley be slaves? This answer the statement made by OTSIAME OPEY that the people of Kley are slaves. Can slaves be consulted before performing? Any further question from the media?
Okay, Ayiku, the Obleh one, Labia, many different ninge akpeti, because bepi o le kan leji wulomo mini high priest, the bini di slot nge akpeti.
The people of Prampram worship what we call Lalue fetish. The people of Prampram worship what we call Lalue fetish. I'm only going to explain who Labia is. I will not go to the side of Digblen. We are not here to contest any fetish or any shrine in Prampram. The people of Prampram worship the Lalwe fetish. The head of the Lalwe fetish is the Labia. The Labia is the chief priest for the Prampram traditional area. I said the Labia is the chief priest for the Prampram traditional area. If the people of Prampram worship Lalwe, then who ever become the chief priest of that Lalwe is the chief priest for the town. And I will look for where it is and give it to read. I will surely get it. Oh, I will give it to you right now. If there's no further question, we'll bring this to an end. You. Neji meeting on any wapiolo. OTSIAME OPEY is not a linguist in Lalwe Shrine. Can watch like traditional. There be traditional can say pilolo. The traditional can say his statement. I ain't commenting any bar no lolo. No traditional can say they will no kunge lolo.
You asked the question about OTSIAME be a member of the council. No, to be a member of the traditional council, unless you be gazetted.
When
people are become traditional members, OTSIAME has never been gazetted. It's just OTSIAME, and it can never be a member of traditional council. Ayiku is gazetted.
Native. When we talk,
are not gazetted.
As well, let me explain. When we talk in terms of native chief priest, native manklalo, native paramount chief, it means a prominent males within the Prampram states. This one in the year 1926, the native chief priest by them, he's called Nate Ajoka. The Nate Ajoka is from KLEY, Ayiku.
As far back as
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
40 years.
Far back 1926, Nate Ajoka, native chief priest of Prampram. He's from KLEY. It is only within the KLEY quarter you can find the name Ajoka. The name Ajoka cannot be found in any other family apart from the KLEY quarter in Prampram. So if you come across Ajoka, which family in Prampram name these names? It is only the KLEY, the people of KLEY, the KLEY family. Achakwete, I hope you are answered. I can see your questions are finished.
So we close.
One more thing. When we said the people of KLEY founded Prampram, the people of KLEY founded Prampram, some people will have doubt in their mind. Some people will not believe. But this is gazetted, certified, authenticated with a seal and a band from the National Archives. Whoever is interested to read should come and read this page. Who want to read? Anybody that want to read should come. Any of the pressmen, any journalist should come and read.
What is the reader?
To prove that the people of KLEY founded Prampram. Anybody who is interested to read should come and have it and read openly to the public.
It's okay.
So after this, anybody who is interested in any of the document, we can give you a copy. Yeah. just to educate the public and disregard what was said by OTSIAME OPEY. Any further question, or I think we have to?
Then we've closed.
All the documents lying on the table are histories, documents, gazetted, authenticated, that speaks about Prampram. So anybody who wants to get a clear history of Prampram can apply or can contact us. We'll give you a copy. We are not here to dispute any family, but we are only here to respond to what was said by OTSIAME OPEY. Thank you.